Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in love? Do you believe there's more than clouds up above? If the simple life you're living is the life that makes you glad, if you can see the good side when everything looks bad, that's country as a rooster on the fence pole. That's country as the golden break of day. And I was brought up dreaming and believing. That's country and there ain't no better way. That's country as a bullfrog on the river. Country as a wagon load of hay. Sweet peace of mind in church on Sunday morning. That's country and there ain't no better way. To get up every morning before the fog has cleared, to work the fields your daddy and his daddy worked for years, to teach your children manners like yes sir and no ma'am, bending over backwards when your neighbor needs a hand. That's country as a rooster on the fence pole. That's country as the golden break of day. And I was brought up dreaming and believing. That's country and there ain't no better way. That's country as a bullfrog on the river. Country as a wagon load of hay. Sweet peace of mind in church on Sunday morning. That's country and there ain't no better way. That's country and there ain't no better way. As a boy I used to linger by the busy railroad track, watch the Santa Fe go puffing out and rolling back. And when the trains weren't moving I would jump from beam to beam. I'll walk along the silver rails and dream my favorite dream. I could see me riding high atop a red caboose, looking backward toward the town that held me like a noose. I knew the wheels were humming soon would drive my blues away. Frankly, I just never heard enough to go away. No matter if I like it, how things have changed, and the more I think about it, it seems very strange. As a kid I had the longing, but I never had the pain. And now I'm blue enough to leave, but I can't find the train. As I go wandering through the streets, I face a simple truth. My hurt today goes deeper than the hurt I knew in you. For after all this time I've learned that I've loved you in vain. The way you turned from me has sent me looking for a train. It's been years ago now since they tore the depot down. We took covered tracks that run both in and out of town. I guess I'll always be enchanted by black smoky skies, thrill below some whistle scream and fond of railroad ties. No matter if I like it, how things have changed, and the more I think about it, it seems very strange. As a kid I had the longing, but I never had the pain. Now I'm blue enough to leave, but I can't find a train. In the twilight glow I see her, blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember, only memories remain. Through the ages I'll remember blue eyes crying in the rain. Now my heart has turned to silver. All my life I've loved in vain. I can see her star in heaven, blue eyes crying in the rain. Someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again, in a land that knows no parting, blue eyes crying in the rain. We live in two different worlds, dear. That's why we're so far apart. You made a world out of vows that are broken. I built a world in my heart. Everyone here tried to warn me. You were just playing a game. I told them all we were meant for each other. I thought our words were the same. If you stay over in your world, oh, how my poor heart will pine. Darling, someday when your memories wander, won't you come over to mine? We live in two different worlds, dear. My world is honest and true. Sweetheart, remember when your world gets lonely, I'll still be waiting for you. Listen in to the radio station where the mighty host of heaven sings. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. with God.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on and listen to the music in the air.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share, glory share.
Turn the lights down low.
Turn the lights down low and listen to the Master's radio.
Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Listening to the Gloryland chorus, listen to the glad hosannas roll. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Get a little taste of joys awaiting. Get a little heaven in your soul. Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on and listen to the music in the air.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share, glory share.
Turn the lights down low.
Turn the lights down low and listen to the Master's radio.
Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Listen to the songs of the fathers and mothers and the many friends gone on before. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Some eternal morning we shall meet them over on the hallelujah shore. Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on and listen to the music in the air.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share, glory share.
Turn the lights down low.
Turn the lights down low and listen to the Master's radio.
Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
I still like homemade ice cream, the smell of fresh bread. I like breeze through a window at night and a deep feather bed. I like rain on a tin roof and the old hoot owl sound. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I like small country towns. I like small country towns with little white churches. My soul always searching for small country towns. I like porches with big swings and an old rocking chair. I like old folks with slippers and snow white hair. I like small country towns with little white churches. My soul always searching for small country towns. My soul always searching for small country towns. Let me go back a few years and relive my youth. Those days in the country and the times that I knew, where a boy and his brothers had the world in their hands. When the catfish were jumping at Beaver Creek Dam, in a white house with shutters half a mile down the road, lived my secret lover, Elizabeth Rose. She'd slip off to meet me, barefooted she ran, where the catfish were jumping at Beaver Creek Dam. Do the old men play checkers in the park on the square? Does Mama still rockin' her favorite chair? Does Elizabeth know or care where I am? Are the catfish still jumping at Beaver Creek Dam? Now the jury said guilty, let justice be done. And the chaplain keeps saying, accept him, my son. In the morning it's over when the last big door slams. Are the catfish still jumping at Beaver Creek Dam? Do the old men play checkers in the park on the square? Does Mama still rockin' her favorite chair? Does Elizabeth know or care where I am? Are the catfish still jumping at Beaver Creek Dam? Are the catfish still jumping at Beaver Creek Dam? The cry of a dying father, for death is near at hand. We're left down here in darkness. Dear Jesus, hold my hand. We were wearing caps and lanterns. We were working down below. No thought of fear or danger, just a miner digging coal. Shut up in the mines at Coal Creek. I know we're bound to die, but if we'll trust in Jesus, our souls to heaven will fly. Please, darling, you tell Henry to bid this work goodbye, to never be a miner, poor boy, explosion have to die. If only I could see them, my wife, my darling son. Dear God, you know I love them, but I know my time has come. Shut up in the mines at Coal Creek. I know we're bound to die, sins of the world. Old Dan Kelly's son stood, he leaned on his gun, thinking of Zeb Turney's girl. Young Dan was a hot-blooded youngster. His pap raised him sturdy and right. Young Dan had been sworn from the day he was born to shoot every Turney on sight. Powder and shot from the Turneys don't save a hair on their head. Old Dan Kelly cried as he lay down and died, with young Davy there by his side. Dan took the vow from his pappy and swore he would kill everyone. With his heart in a whirl and the love for his girl, he loaded his double-barrel gun. The moon shining down on the mountain, the moon shining down on the still. Young Dan took a sip, swung his gun to his hip, and set out to slaughter and kill. Down in the mountains he wandered, the son of a Tennessee man, with the fire in his eye, his gun by his side, a-looking for Zeb Turney's clan. Shots ringing out through the mountain, shots ringing out through the breeze. Old Dan Kelly's son with the smoke in his gun, the Turneys all down on their knees. The story of Dan Kelly's moonshine has spread far and wide over the world. How Dan shot them down, everyone to the ground, and brought back old Zeb Turney's girl. Come and listen, won't you, brother? Have you heard or don't you know? There's a train that's bound for glory. Will you ride it when it goes? Has your ticket yet been purchased for that glory-bound train? Oh, will you ride
That glory-bound train?
Will you ride
That glory-bound train? Will you ride that train to glory by and by?
Have you made all preparations, reservations all complete? When you hear that whistle blowing, will you be there at your seat?
Has your ticket yet been purchased for that glory-bound train?
Oh, will you ride
That glory-bound train?
Will you ride
That glory-bound train? Will you ride that train to glory by and by?
When its golden bell starts ringing, swinging on that golden cord, will you have your ticket ready when you hear that all aboard?
Has your ticket yet been purchased for that glory-bound train?
Oh, will you ride
That glory-bound train?
Will you ride
That glory-bound train? Will you ride that train to glory by and by?
When you hear it in the distance, hear its mighty drivers roll, just a little while to tarry, then we walk those streets of gold.
Has your ticket yet been purchased for that glory-bound train?
Oh, will you ride
That glory-bound train?
Will you ride
That glory-bound train? Will you ride that train to glory by and by?
as your neighbor down the street. He may see and do things different than you do, but respect his point of view, even though he's not like you. Before you point your finger, walk a mile in your neighbor's shoes. Walk a mile in your neighbor's shoes and see how they feel on you. And you may not be so fast to condemn and judge. Step in every one of his tracks before you think about turning your back. Before you point your finger, walk a mile in your neighbor's shoes. Even though it may look slim, 'cause you can't see on the inside of his soul. Don't whip him with your tongue, no matter what he's done. Before you point your finger, walk a mile in your neighbor's shoes.